All right. If you guys are just joining in, welcome in. I am Charity, aka NiceComps. I'm just getting everything going on all the platforms here.
Instagram's the only one you'll have to click.
And
still on the top.
let's get this going. Okay.
You didn't plug in the mic for that.
Whoops.
No, you're fine. You be live and do it.
It'll just be without the mic. Okay. All right. What'd you say I needed to do here?
Instagram tab.
And then click go live. All right. Well, the video definitely looks better. That's like way zoomed in though. How do we make that not so zoomed in? Oh, there. I'm back a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. What we're going to do. Instagram. Hey, you guys. Nicole, welcome in. Love pickles. We are attempting to get this software working that we have been working on for a little while now and having insane issues with it. So, yeah, so I'm playing around with it. Valerie's here. Good to see you. Crazy is here. Guys, it has been a long, like, over a week without y'all. So,
you want to hook up your other...
Jeff, good to see you, David.
Your other mic.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, how do I do it?
It's in the tub there.
All right, guys, we're going to try to hook up another mic. If you wind up not being able to hear me, let me know. Jewel, hey, you guys. Hey, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just literally trying to get this new thing to work.
Yeah,
all right, just put that in there.
Unplug it in.
Okay. Let me know if you guys can't hear me anymore.
And unplug, take the thing out of the microphone.
Yep.
Nope. Next one over.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the microphone.
And then that. Okay, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can't hear me. Whether you are on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, just let me know where you're at and if you can or can't hear me. You can again now, Jen? Okay, good. Vicky's here. Hey, Vicky. Nicole is here. I don't know why my lips look like I have like a pound of lipstick. I think I accidentally put a filter on. Well, you guys are getting a makeup filter of me today, apparently. Oh, it's like that over on Restream, too. I must have. Like I said, I'm playing with this new like camera thing, and it's interesting. Hi, Dith. Good to see you. Okay, so if I go to chat here, honey, will I see all the chats?
It should be showing the chat.
Brandy, what is good over on YouTube? Where do you bid? This is not a live selling thing. I'm actually doing shipping today. If you want to see me do any live selling stuff, I have a Whatnot show. I actually have a banger Whatnot show coming up on Tuesday. We're doing all music tees, every single size from extra small to like 4X. And I have a couple like ridiculous, insane bangers that I'm putting in this show that I may end up regret selling on WN because of the fact that I hope they don't go for too little because they're insane. So we'll see. So if you guys have not joined me over there yet, I know we're all trying to share with each other where everyone's going because we don't know what's going to happen with this whole TT thing. So if you find me, guys, over on WN, just head over there. I'm just NiceComps. If you go to the shows, it's this one coming up here. I mean, feel free to bookmark all of them. That would be amazing because that helps to like push it out to WN. But definitely bookmark that t-shirt one. Oh my god, I have some serious bangers. I wish they're t-shirts that would fit me. They're just too small or too big.
It looks like it's frozen, but it's not.
Okay, so that is not. How do I see my picture on this? Can I?
It should be showing it. It's just not right now.
Okay, all right.
You can always switch over to YouTube.
Big C, Hideth.
You can go to the YouTube tab if you want.
Yeah, but if I and then just like minimize that. Okay, I see what you're saying.
If you just want to see it, but...
I don't really need to see it. I just need to see the chat.
Or you, better yet, open up OBS, because...
where's that at? That's what this one... Guys, I'm not ignoring you. I swear I'm here. I'm just trying to figure this out. Okay, so just do that, and then...
And then I would open up...
Restream.
Yeah, and then I'll reopen up OBS, and you'll see it. I mean, you're going to be shipping, so you're not going to see any of it anyway, but...
I'm here, guys. Now it's not working down here. Okay. So it said on the OBS thing that my stream was fair.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're trying to figure this out. Do you know that you can go live on WN and do like a chat and ship without selling anything? I did see. Who did I see do that, Jaylicious? I saw somebody like, I don't know if it was K-Way or it was somebody that was doing like, I don't remember who it was. I just recently saw them. Somebody was like hanging out on WN, not selling anything and just like hanging out. I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. I mean, I haven't like explored that much, but within that, you can play around with the test controls. People are doing talk, whatnot. Oh, that's interesting. I may hump on that because we don't know what's going to happen. It was K-Way Felix? Okay, I thought so. We don't know what's going to happen, guys. So I'm sure y'all listened to all the stuff this morning about like the Supreme Court decisions and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I'm not political. I'm not going into any of that. I don't even understand most of that stuff. I'll be honest with you. But what it looks like is it's still a maybe. I mean, if there's a presidential intervention, there may be an extension or something. But I'm not going to count on that because we don't know what's going to happen. So I don't want to lose you guys. And it's interesting, this last week, I don't know if most of y'all know, so I've got a lot of new people on here. I'm Charity, aka NiceComps. I'm outside of Austin, Texas. And I do reselling, and we also talk about, I don't know, literally everything. I'm an ADHD hot mess with a spicy brain, and totally out of control most of the time. So if that's what you like, I'm the girl for you. I sing a lot of songs and talk about nonsense. Anyways, so this last week, y'all know I got strep throat. So this started back in December. My son came to visit and brought us the plague. And I had the worst flu, followed by the worst cold. And then I got better for a few days. And then I ended up with strep throat. So this is like day 7, I think, of antibiotics. I'm feeling much better. I can definitely tell it's on the mend. I have a voice again. And I'm not just living on chicken broth, which is fantastic. However, it's so interesting. I've only been doing these TikTok. I know this is not reselling or shipping, but I wanted to get this off of my chest. I've been doing reselling on here, showing what I'm doing since I think the first time I ever went live on here was like either August or September. So it hasn't really been that long, but I really have enjoyed it. And one of the things that I didn't like about this job before starting doing this on TikTok was the alone time. What's that? Oh, thank you so much, honey. Oh my gosh. I just got a husband hero moment. One of the things that I didn't like about reselling before TikTok was the isolation feeling. So I used to do marketing before this. I did digital ads. I did social media, platform planning, and stuff for different companies. And so I was alone a lot. I was behind my computer. I was chatting with people, and I had people that, did stuff for me, but I was alone a lot. And then I switched over to doing reselling. And one of my favorite parts about reselling is getting to go out in the public and go thrifting and garage sailing and stuff like that. One of the things I've been missing since being here in Texas, because my son used to live with us in Washington and he did reselling too, so I always kind of had him there. Well, I started realizing how kind of isolated I felt with doing the reselling. You go out in public and you go to the thrift stores and you go to the garage sales and you're going all these cool places. And then you come home and you're doing pictures alone and you're doing listings alone and you're doing hanging clothes and steaming them alone and you're shipping alone and you're doing all these things kind of by yourself without anyone to talk to. Well, if you have a severely ADHD, spicy, neurodivergent brain like I do, what happens is that alone isolation kind of can make you a little loopy. So then what happens is at 4 a.m, I wake up singing like, I get knocked down, or I wake up with a song in my head and it won't stop because I haven't had an outlet to get out and I haven't had anyone to like talk to. Even if y'all aren't talking back to me vocally, you're here and you're talking back in chat. I'm answering questions. I'm feeling that feeling. Now, Justin works from home, and so he's here a lot, but he's in his office or he's working. I mean, he runs a delivery company, so he's doing his own thing. So a lot of times I'm just by myself. Well, I guess what I'm trying to get at is since getting on TikTok in like this September, August time, that feeling has gone away. And I didn't realize how much it had gone away until this sickness situation. So, they say God never gives you anything you can't handle, right? So I feel like almost I was supposed to get this for a reason. I know that sounds insane, but I feel like I was almost supposed to get this sick and lose my voice and everything to really see how much I have learned to rely on this platform, as well as obviously now, you know, we're trying to stream to YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and we're trying to kind of be other places as well, because I've got different kinds of followings, different places. I didn't realize, though, how isolated I would feel. So the last, like, week, and I know Jay Licious knows this, but the last week I've been going through my whole inventory. So I started back at square one. I moved off Vendu and over to Autoposher for a whole bunch of different reasons, and I'm going to do a video on that. It took me a long time to come to the realization that Vendu is just not living up to their end of the bargains on what they were supposed to do. And anyways, like I said, that's a topic for the conversation. But I've spent the last week going through my inventory and getting everything back to like square one. I've got myself, like, I know this seems like so silly, but when your brain is as spicy as my brain is, if you don't have a daily checklist of things that you need to do, what happens is you start a new art project, you wander around the house, you go outside and plant a flower, pick up dog poo, you reorganize your closet, and you do all these things that aren't income generating or things you're supposed to do because you just get on tangents. Like, I leave dishwashers open, I leave cabinets open. It's just how my brain thinks. And anyone that's been exposed to someone that has that or has that understands what that means. This platform has also helped me with that. So I have gotten more work done and made more money reselling in the last 5 months doing this than I ever have. And it's because of that accountability. So I guess why I'm going into this is because I don't want to lose y'all. And I know that sounds so silly and so cheesy, but like, just for my own mental health stuff, and for probably a lot of you as well, I don't want to lose you guys. This has been just such an insanely awesome opportunity to be able to meet so many cool people, and the amount of help I've been able to get and give to other resellers or people just going through hard times or whatever it is that we have all talked about on the side, because I've had conversations with many of you outside of the social media platforms. I don't want to lose y'all. So find me. So if you are on Instagram, I am literally NiceComps. If you are on Facebook, I am NiceComps. If you are on YouTube, I am NiceComps. I am NiceComps everywhere. If I see that you have followed me on any of those platforms, I will follow you back because I can see that. Now, I think on Facebook it's tough because I can't see it as easily. But go into my post, comment, hey, it's so-and-so, make sure, let's create those friendships. Now, maybe this doesn't go away. Maybe this miracle happens and the heavens part and this platform's able to stay, and I will be so incredibly excited, not just for myself, but for the millions of people that depend on this. But just in case, let's find each other. Valerie, I know you have found me off here. I know Nurse, I saw you comment on something earlier today. I know Hustle has found me. I know there's quite a few of you that have found me outside of this, and I want to find you too. So if you're on those platforms, let me know it's you. Let me know, because y'all have different names everywhere. I have the same name everywhere, but a lot of you have different names other places. So let me know it's you so that I can stay in contact. So that's my TED Talk and my soapbox speech for the day, because I've had a ton of people ask me, like, what are you going to do after this is over, or if it's over? And the answer is, I'm going to keep going. I got a garage of hoarded items to sell. I got a mortgage to pay. I got power to keep on. I got to pay the YMCA so I get my butts to swim. Like, I got bills. So I'm going to be reselling wherever that may be. And it's not like this platform brings me in any income. I think I've made a total of $9 or something on TikTok. So it's not a financial thing. It really is just a mental health thing. So hopefully we can find each other. Hopefully everything stays and we keep going. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to get to what I said we were going to do. Hey, Stealth, Potato Book Shots is here. Yes. Thrifty's here. Coley says we ain't going nowhere. Coley, I believe that, girl. I believe it. Happy Friday, you guys. So still a little scratchy. I may be taking sips of coffee. It's, we're healing. We are healing. The hardcore, insane antibiotics are happening. The doctor was like, why didn't you come in sooner? And I was like, I didn't know. She's like, okay. So anyways, we are going to get to shipping. So the first platform we're going to do, and this is everything that sold yesterday. So this is only 1 day of shipping. I just did all of my week. I already did all my shipments from Wednesday forward. So this is everything that sold yesterday and this morning. It's not a huge amount. I think we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we only have like 7 items. So I normally typically sell about 5 to 7 items a day. But with being down and out for the count, I definitely wasn't able to list as much as I needed to. I wasn't able to cross list, of course, because I wasn't listing. And like I said, the last week, I went through, pulled inventory, fixed inventory, wound up taking 100 things out of my store because they were either just not going to sell there, or that there are a lot of things from the very beginning that I had no business putting up. Because the shipping is more than the item. So I did a lot of that. So I kind of knew I'd take a hit this week or these next 2 weeks with the algorithms. However, I will say with having AutoPosher relist my items at like 29 days, I definitely have already seen kind of an influx of the amount of offers I'm sending. So that's interesting. I'm keeping my eye on it. I'm definitely keeping my eye on it. Okay, so we are over on eBay. First thing we're shipping today is a pair of rare Cutty Sarks. So Cutty Sark is a adult beverage. You guys may know that symbol there. I believe it is, oh, is that upside down? Maybe it's upside down. I believe it's like a, oh my gosh, someone's going to correct me on this. I don't really know much about like hard alcohols very much, but I think it is a whiskey. There is someone in here that's like, that is not what Cutty Sark is. However, this is like a promo. So these are a pair of shoes that they special released only for this brand teamed up with some other designer in order to sell or in order to make like, I guess, a merch thing or something. Danny, thank you so much. And hey, if you guys are new, a blended Scotch whiskey. Okay, I don't know the difference. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I don't really know the difference between scotches or whiskeys or any of that kind of stuff. So, E.T., what's up? Yo, Fave, good to see you. And guys, if you said anything and I missed it, I'm so sorry. Side note too, for those of you that sent me all of the insanely nice, ridiculously, like, thoughtful, messages while I was sick, I really appreciate it. Especially because, like I said, not being able to go anywhere for over a week, not being able to talk to really anybody. We got to get out of the house yesterday. I got to go to my chiropractor, which I was overdue for again, but I didn't want to expose her, of course, when I was sick. So I got to go out of town, and I thought I would stop by. They had like a little mom and pop thrift store there. Guys, I am kicking myself. How have I never stopped in this thrift store? I'll say this. I'm going to do a thrift video later today of what I got. But what's really funny about this thrift store is it's a really sweet little thrift store. It's open from like 11 to 2 a couple days a week. I mean, it's this little tiny place. But what's really funny about it is that some of their stuff was like $40 for a jacket, $80 for a backpack, because they thought that they were like name brand things that people would want. But then the stuff I got, these bangers, they had no idea what it was, so I would get it for like $1. So I think I spent $40 total. We got a whole bunch of good stuff. So like I said, I'm going to do a video on that later. I just thought it was so like endearing and cute. And I get up to the register and they're just like, did you have fun? And I did have fun. So, hey, Happy, what's going on? I know. So, yeah, so it's kind of fun to find a nice little, honey hole. And I go to see my chiropractor about every 3 weeks. And it's about 45 minutes, I think, from my house. So I will definitely be stopping in there from time to time just to see what they have. Like, I mean, I got a garage full of stuff. I ain't got no business getting anything else. However, that being said, of course, just being able to get out of the house yesterday, I just had to do something. I had to do something that wasn't just being inside my house. So Justin was my item carrier. The poor guy, I would like load things off the rack and then he'd hold it, and I was kind of Google lensing a few things just to kind of make sure some of the stuff that was a little bit, you know, more pricey or things I didn't recognize. So he's just like, he's got this like thing of hangers. It's like 20 hangers, and then he's trying to hold like a telephone and a keyboard, and he's like walking, and they didn't have any baskets or anything to carry stuff in this thrift store. Poor man, he's a good sport. Justin is a good sport. I always say I had to have the worst to get the best. So, Princess, what's good? Good to see you guys. And hey, if I'm missing you, I hope I didn't miss anybody over on in the comments here. Alex says, where have you been? I missed the lives. I missed the spicy reselling. I have withdrawals of knowledge. Alex, dude, yes, I am so happy to be back. Like I said, I got strep throat, which is crazy. I've never had that in my adult life. I can only remember, I think, like one time getting it as a kid. So I think what happened was, you know, we got sick over Christmas, and then I was pretty much back to good. I think I was pretty much fine. And so I had a couple days of great, you know, I did a whatnot show. I was feeling great. And then it was either Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. I went to the post office and I'm loading stuff into the bin. And there's this woman standing here and she's loading things into the bin because I just drop my packages off at the post office. I don't wait in line to get them scanned because I'd be there for 4 hours. So we're dropping it in the thing, and the lady literally is like, and it just like sprayed all over me. And knowing I was just sick, I was like, dude, no. So I got in the car, I Purelled my hands, I Purelled my face. I got home, I took some zinc, I took some elderberry, I took some echinacea. I was literally taking anything I could think of. And I just didn't catch it in time. So by Friday, so it was Thursday. So by the next day, I already was like, I'm not feeling right. So it's been a nightmare. But I feel so much better today. Like I can tell I am through the weeds. And obviously the antibiotics have kicked in and everything. So I don't have to worry about being contagious. That's why I was willing to go out yesterday because I've been on them for, I think this is day 7 now. So it's been like a long time. It's nasty. Everything people can't cover. I know. I'm with you too. And like, I will say I'm a bit of a germaphobe. I just am. I've always kind of have been. Like, I have rules. Like, I don't share dairy products. Like I have like all these like little like picadillo things. It comes with spiciness. And it's not something I can control. It is just something, unfortunately, I deal with. And I've gotten better at it in my older age. It was way worse, like in my 20s. Oh my gosh, you guys. I would literally carry around like Clorox wipes, and I went through this like totally, because when I get into something or I do something or I get a thought in my head, it's like obsessive compulsion takes over and I can't stop it. Although I've learned tools through therapy and all that stuff to like be able to combat that. But you know, there's nothing you can do about someone hacking at you at a post office. What are you going to do? So, it is a common courtesy. You get over one sickness and get another. I know, Jewel, thank you so much. Yeah, I think, you know, my body was just vulnerable. I think it's because, like, when I say my son brought the plague to us, like, I am not joking. It was 10 times worse than the vid. 100% 10 times worse than the vid. So, I mean, I thought it was again. I was almost convinced, but we tested over and over again, and it just wasn't. So, yeah. Oh, no, dairy products, I may, if Justin were to take a bite of a pizza and then give me a bite, I might be okay with that. But, like, drinks, no way. And I don't really even drink dairy anymore. Like, I don't do, like, glasses of milk or anything, but, like, let's just hypothetically say I had a milkshake and someone wanted a drink of it, I would have to just give them the milkshake. Like, all I can do is I see in my head what would happen, what's happening inside of the cup. I know. You know, having a spicy brain is really, really fun in a lot of ways, and in other ways, it's definitely a pain in the tuchus. because you get a thought in your head. So for anyone that doesn't understand neurodivergency, when we get thoughts in our head, it becomes like this thing. It's not just like oh, that's interesting, it's a thought, and then it leaves. It stays in there, and it rattles and rattles for weeks. You go down rabbit holes. You get into it so deep that you have to pull yourself out. And like I said, I have gotten much, much better as an adult. It's something that I didn't know I had until I was an adult. We never thought there was a word for it. Everyone in my family just always said I was picky. Like, oh, she's so picky. She's so particular. When I was like 4 years old, I separated my pizza. So I used to not be able to eat foods that touch. I don't know why we're talking about this. But anyways, I used to not be able to have foods that touched. Meaning that like if I had chicken on my plate and green beans and mashed potatoes, they can't touch. If they touched, I couldn't eat it. And this was most of my life. So when I was really little, I used to separate my pizza. I would take the pepperonis off. I'd take the cheese off. I'd have the crust. I'd have the pizza. So I'd eat the pizza first. And then it got so bad at one point that I had to eat everything alphabetically. So, man, I don't even know why we're talking about this, but we're going to go with it, right? Why not? Open book here. So let's say that I sat down to eat that meal, but I had chicken, potatoes, green beans. So you got CPG, right? But let's say I didn't want to eat the chicken first. I wanted to eat one of the other items first. Like I wanted to eat, the green beans first. I would change that chicken to like be something else. Like I could do like P for poultry. Or if I wanted to eat like Brussels sprouts last, I would change the Brussels sprouts to V for vegetable. And so I'd literally eat things in alphabetic. And when I was younger, I mean, everybody in my family, the teachers and everyone would be like, she's so particular, like it's outrageous. Like there was always this like, to-do issue with me doing it. But because they didn't know about that kind of stuff back then. They didn't know that that was an issue. They didn't recognize it in kids. And so I spent a lot of my life thinking that I was just this outrageously picky, high maintenance person, which is weird because I'm really not. Like I am a t-shirt and pants kind of girl or shorts kind of girl. I'm not fancy. Like, I'm not, like, what I would think of as, like, a picky or particular person, but a lot of those picadillos really is just the spiciness. And so, I've learned that. Now, I've gotten better. I don't do the alphabetical food. I don't separate. I don't do any of that. I used to walk over cracks. 2 left cracks equaled 1 large one on the right. I counted windshield wiper blades. I mean, it was a lot of different things, body ticks and all sorts of stuff. When I was younger, but, I can't say enough about like doing therapy and therapeutic stuff and vestibular exercises and stuff to get past those things. And that's what I did. So, Foxy, good to see you. I don't know, guys, I don't even know why I went into all that. So sometimes it just happens, I haven't talked to anybody, so I haven't seen you guys in a while. So I had to overshare, which I tend to definitely do, and I'm not embarrassed by that. I think that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just an open book, baby. Foxy, I'm so happy to see you. Coley says, I'm in the process of finding out the details of my spiciness. It's there and undiagnosed. Yeah, it's really interesting when you get to be an adult and you realize you can look back on your life and see all of the things that happened to you when you were younger that weren't necessarily your fault because of the situation you have. And it's helped me to definitely forgive myself and to give myself some grace as an adult, and to go back and look at that little charity and say, hey, you were okay, we just didn't know. You weren't bad, you weren't too loud, you weren't too distracted, you weren't so picky, it's just the way that you work. And I love that. I love that I got to find that out. I wish I, of course, would have found out sooner, but hey, sometimes better than no time, right? Jen says, we love your spiciness. Well, I appreciate that, guys. I love your spiciness, too. One little tip, too, for any of you guys that use Pirate Ship to ship, don't forget that when you ship to New York, for some reason, it always takes out and omits the city. Almost always on me. I don't know if it does it to you. So, like on this one, these are going to a gentleman named Cooper in New York. They're actually going to Brooklyn, though. And so, for some reason, it always takes out all the cities in New York. So, just be cognizant of that. I had to learn that the hard way by having a package declined. I don't know why they didn't just use the post office or the zip code. But for some reason, because the city wasn't in, the package was sent back to me. And then I had to pay to have that package sent back out. And that I learned, so it was a long time ago, but it took the city out again. So just make sure you see that. Always had quirks, but just pushed us through school in advanced classes. Coley, you and me both, baby. I had a 3.8 to 4.0 all through school. So they never thought anything was wrong with me. Well, one of the other things about having neurodivergency or ADD or ADHD is you also get hyperfocus, and my hyperfocus was getting good grades in school. And so I would literally like spend incredibly insane amount of hours doing schoolwork and then photo memorizing things right before the test. So I always got good grades. But if you asked me right now to go back and tell you one thing I learned back then, I couldn't tell you one thing because I didn't really learn it. I just used memorization. So I try to teach my kiddos all the brains work differently, so don't judge. Potato books, that makes me very happy. I definitely got teased quite a bit in school. By the time I got to 10th grade, it was okay. I wound up dating this super popular guy in 10th grade, and so things kind of evened out. But before that, oh my gosh, I got destroyed. Like, I was an artsy girl, I was a drama girl, I was a weirdo. Like, I was all those things, and because of that, man, I had garbage cans of water dumped over me in gym class. I had a nickname I will never share on here. I was also like one of the poorest kids. So it was definitely tough. And then of course being like a weirdo and doing things like, and doing weird things like that for a whole year didn't help. But that's okay. Should I share that story? I have a story I'm debating on sharing. Okay, we're going to share it. So, when I was in school, did y'all have that group of girls that was like the Mean Girls? Like, we're talking the actual show, the movie Mean Girls. So, we had a group of them, and one of them, her name was Molly. She'll never see this, so I'm not worried about it, but her name was Molly, and I will not share the last name. So let's see, we're paying $8.67 for shipping on these. Let's take a look and see what we paid. So Molly was very much so not nice to me in school. Like, definitely not nice. Her other croonie, Kristen, got my mom kicked out of being a Girl Scout leader because she told her mom that my mom's SMOK to the POT, which wasn't true at the time. My mom had told a story once about when she was a teenager. My mom was like a straight-laced church lady, guys. And so she had told the story, and this girl got my mom like kicked out. And anyways, these girls just had it out for me. I don't know why, but they did. You know, sometimes people don't like people that are different, and people don't like people that are different for a lot of different reasons. And these girls did not like me because I was different. And so she was really mean to me in high school and middle school. I mean, middle school for me was like the worst day of my life every day. So I ran into her, just like I got to change my settings here on my computer. I've been out so long doing stuff that, let's see, this is 4x6. So she, anyways, long story short, they were really mean to me in school. Like, I was, like, literally bullied. Like, beat up kind of bullied. And I was 5'9" ever since 7th grade. I weighed 90 pounds, so you could, like, push me over soaking wet. You know, it was an easy shoo-in. So I got bullied a lot. Like, really pretty severely. And so when I got into high school, 10th grade was different because of of course I'm going to get a restriction on that, but that's okay. High school is a little bit different because, like I said, 10th grade was okay. And then I went moving, and so I left, and that was the end of that. But I ran into this girl years later. So I went to the swimming pool that was in our area. I don't want to give out too many details because I don't want this to get back to who this is, because if anyone sees this that knows what I'm talking about, then they'll know who I'm talking about. But let's see, they paid $10.90, so we made $3 in shipping. So I made, because those shoes cost me $2. I think we made like $27 on those, so not bad. So I ran into her at the swimming pool where she was working, and I went up to give her my pass or whatever to get into the pool, and I was like, "Oh, hey!" And like instantly, I was like back in school again, right? I was nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl was like so popular and I wasn't, and I was like so nervous inside, and like I felt all weird, and like she's standing there looking at me, and I'm like, oh. And she's like, how are you? And I was like, I'm fine, I'm good. Like, I just felt like so weird. And this wasn't even that long ago, you guys. This was probably like 10 years ago. So, I mean, that's a long time, but at the same time, I was like a full grown adult. And she's like, hey, at the time I still owned my salon. And it was like right before I was getting ready to sell it. And I guess I wasn't going to be a stylist anymore. So I guess it was like 11 years ago. And she's like, hey, I just wanted to tell you something. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to say something mean. This is going to be something horrible. Like, I was like so utterly prepared for like a terrible comment because I had so much bad stuff happen in school. And she looked at me and she goes, I just wanted to tell you how crazy proud I am of you. And like, I'm actually insanely jealous of that, of what you've done. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, the salon. You have like the most successful salon in this entire area. It's so crazy. Like, you left. You went away to school. You went to the best school that you could go to. She's like, you went to Gene Juarez, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah. She's like, everybody wants to get in with you. Your waiting list is insane. I've never been able to get an appointment. And I was like, oh. I'm just standing there like literally like kind of shaking inside. And she goes, I'm basically living at my mom's house, staring up at the same ceiling I stared up at when I was in high school to go to sleep every night, except for now I've got 2 kids and a divorce under my belt. And I was like, oh, I go, oh, I'm really sorry that I'm like, I stammered. And I'm not a stammerer. I was like, I am so insanely sorry that's happened to you. Like, I wish you nothing but the best. And I just want to let you know, I really appreciate that compliment. And if you ever do want to get in the salon, just when you call, just let the receptionist know that Charity said to make sure you get in the books. And if they give you a hard time, just tell them to ask me, and I'll make sure, just tell them you're a friend of mine from high school. That's what I said. I said, tell them you're a friend of mine from high school. She goes, okay, that's awesome. Thanks so much. It was one of the greatest moments of my entire adult life because I had just gone so long thinking that these girls didn't like me because they didn't like me because of my personality. They just didn't like me because I was a poor kid and I was a weird kid and I was a strange kid. And I know the guy that she married, and he was a JERK times 500. It totally felt like that moment in every, reunion movie where you go back to the reunion and you're like the, hot looking cool chick, and like everyone else is like, the football player is like, 300 pounds, and he's like, I own a car dealership and I don't like my life. Like, and the prom queen is like, I've got like 4 kids and her hair is like falling out and she's like miserable. It's what it felt like. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I will never push anyone down. That's just not who I am as a person. I literally cannot do that unless you are hurting another person, and then I will destroy you because I'm an injustice warrior and I always stick up for the underdog. So again, another blessing in my life that happened because of all that stuff happening to me. It has definitely made me comfortable with who I was pretty quickly. By the time I was like 16, I was like, I know who I am. I'm good. But it also has helped me to stick up for people in my life, for the underdog. Like, you see a pink-haired girl with neck tattoos come in to talk to you about something, you get a little nervous. And so I've been able to have, some cool moments with that. Man, guys, we are oversharing today. We are oversharing today. For the love of good gravy. Kaden says, get a job. Kaden, thank you. I have a job. It's called reselling. And if you're interested in learning more about it, you are more than welcome to hang out here. There is a great group of resellers over on TT. There is as well over on YT. It is an amazing way for you to make a little extra income and make a whole lot of income. And I love my job. So thank you for telling me to get a job. I don't know if you're offering one. I'd have to decline though, because I'm already happy with what I'm doing. All right, let's move over to Poshmark. So this is an interesting sale. I have a lesson for everybody. Would everyone like to learn a Poshmark lesson? So on Auto Posher, I didn't realize I had done this, but I had toggled on the send a bundle offer, which I am going to encourage you guys after this to maybe turn that off. And I'll tell you why. So Poshmark's got the 5 pound rule, right? You're not, if you send anything, if anything's over 5 pounds, for every pound it's over, the seller has to pay a little extra money. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is $4.60 for the first pound, $7 for the second pound. I think it might be close to 10 for the third, and then it continues to go up to 10 pounds. I think at 10 pounds, it's like $23.60 extra. Well, there's no way to charge a customer after that. Once the person's paid for shipping, you can't ask for more money. So you're kind of boxed in. You have 2 choices. You can either A, send it and upgrade your label, and that money will come out of your earnings, or B, cancel the order and relist the items and have them place that order and do it separately. So I chose to do number 2. Number 2, so what happened was I sold these boots, or these shoes. Now, these are a really interesting kind of rare shoe. They are a Vans, but they are a high top, they're called stacked, and they weigh, on their own, these shoes weigh 3 pounds, 6 ounces. Then I sold a jacket. This is a North Face Apex jacket, and those generally weigh about pound 8, right? So together, before even putting these in a box, it was already like, let's see, I think it was like 4 pounds, let's look. Yeah, 4 pounds, almost 13 ounces for these 2. Well, by the time I put them in a box or packaged them up, it was going to be over 5 pounds. So what I did was I messaged the person and I said, hey, you know, I explained to them what happened. There's a fee. I said, I'm going to go ahead and cancel this order, but I can definitely relist these. I will honor the agreed upon price, and I'll actually even give you discounted shipping on both items, just to basically smooth things over, and so that it doesn't cost you a whole bunch extra, right? It was still going to cost them, I think, like $4 more or something to do it that way. But they said, great, go ahead and relist it. So I relisted it and they purchased it. Sorry, guys, just a second. Like I said, still recovering in the throat. So they wound up repurchasing them. Here's the thing, though. So I gave them discounted shipping on the 2 items, right? Which is a total of $4.10 or something as a discount. It would only have cost me $4.50 to upgrade it. So what I should have done was, and I wound up talking to Kiwi about this, but I had already canceled the order by the time I was messaging with him, and I just didn't even think of it kind of this way. But I wound up basically spending all that time to cancel and relist an item, and all it did was save me 40 cents. So not worth it, not worth it. Now, if these had been like 7 pounds or 6 pounds and it would have costed me $10 extra, it would not have been worth it. So his suggestion, because there isn't a way to for Auto Posher to really know the weight of items in Poshmark, because Poshmark doesn't really work that way. And so he suggested just turning the bundles offer off and then sending bundles offers out your own self. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. So when I am in Poshy here and I go over to bundles and I can see people have created bundles, I will just send them an offer on my own because I know how much my stuff weighs. I'm never going to send these and these together as an offer because I'm going to realize like, oh, that's too much. And then I can message the person at that point and say, hey, I'm really sorry. Unfortunately, this goes over the 5 pound mark. I won't be able to ship these together. Or you could say, hey, I've got no problem shipping these extra, but unfortunately I won't be able to do this large of a discount. I can only give you 5% off instead of the normal 10 or 15 because it is going to cost me more money to ship this because it's over 5 pounds. So little tip for you guys there. I always want to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, just because I think we learn from our mistakes just as much as we learn, if not more, we learn more from our mistakes than the things that we do correctly. So that's a little tidbit on the old Poshy that I have seen. Now, if you guys know another trick, or you do things differently, or you've got a different way of doing that, comment here or shoot me a message. I am a sponge for learning. I think everyone is equal, and I learn as much from a brand new reseller on day one. Weirdly enough, I have learned some stuff from brand new baby resellers. I have learned stuff from them that was like, whoa, I didn't even know that. So, never discount the baby resellers, man. Sometimes they ask a question that you're like, oh my God, I never thought of that. Or I had a newer seller message me. It was someone I had never talked to before, and they had a question about my settings back in eBay for running like a sales event or something back when I was doing sales events. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know the answer to that. Because I set that sales event to run consecutively for so long, I had forgotten how to even set it up. So they're like, how do you do it? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. So I went back in and like figured it out, and I let her know. But it was just so crazy. Like, oh my gosh, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I don't think I ever noticed that. So yeah, people are silly for sure. How do you send the buyer a message before purchase? I have not figured that out yet. So under bundles, when you go to send someone an offer, you can go to view offer, and then, oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. Wait a second. Wait for it. No, you can't do it that way. Comment. I was like, I know there's a way. Okay, so what I do is in the little thing here in the comments, you can @ a user. Yeah, it has to work. This has to work because this is how I do it. So you can @ a user and then be like, hey, I wanted to send you an offer over. I'm unfortunately unable to do the bundle. Please message me. Or, if you send, if you guys are in a, what do you want to call it? Like an offer war or whatever you want to call it, then you can comment too. Now, if they've purchased it accidentally, like this person had, let me show you here. Let me go to, I don't have my glasses on, so give me a second. If you go into the purchase, so here's like the canceled one, you can go ahead and message them straight from there. So if they accidentally purchase, and as long as they have, I believe as long as they have their settings on, they should get that because that's how I talk to people. I wish Poshmark would make a way for you to just communicate about an item. I also, in a dream world, would have it so that when you send an offer, you can say something in that. I think it's silly that you have to talk in the comments on Poshmark. Because I also don't want to talk out total financial stuff in the comments in Poshmark, because then people are like, other people will see it and then you're committed to that price. So I'll give you an example of something that I just did. So this person, we're having a conversation about this toy, about this Bratz toy, but we have to have it down in the comments. So what I did was I added her, because she had wanted to know if she could get a discount because of the damage area on this item. So here's what I wrote. Put my glasses on. So this is how you do a vagueness kind of thing without putting like the actual amount that you're going to offer someone. Because once you put that in the comments, other people can see that. So you're kind of committed to a situation. So she wanted to know if she could have a discount. So I wrote, hello, I have already discounted most of these, oh my gosh, redo. Hello, I have already discounted. And then in parentheses, I wrote, most with this many items included are quite a bit higher because it's a Bratz doll case thing. If you have liked the item, you should get an additional offer discount sent over. So my auto posher will send her a discount automatically rather than me. But if you'll notice, I didn't put a dollar amount down there because you don't want to end up like committed to that in the conversation, if that makes any sense. eBay too. I wish I could message the buyer before they purchase sometimes. You should be able to. Well, before they paid. Yes, you should be able to. You might have to clarify that, Rachel. I'm not sure what you mean on that. Nicole, good to see you. Let's pop over for our friends. If you guys have any questions, you're over on IG or YT or FB, and you have anything to say or you have any questions, please feel free to ask, because or even if you just want to leave a snide comment, I don't mind those at all. Because I can pop up my chat and take a look. So Dizzy's here. Good to see you, Dizzy. Guys, Dizzy was so sweet. The whole time I was not feeling good. I'm so sorry, guys. Dizzy was sending me over super nice messages and little like videos and stuff, so I appreciate that. When you send offers on eBay, you can't include a message. Yeah, so I'm not sure what she's talking about, Snap. You should be able to, Rachel. If you don't know that you can do that, you can. So you can send a message with an offer over on eBay. So I'm not sure if that's what you mean or not, because I always send a message over. My message says, hey, I don't know, it's a copy paste thing I have, but I think it's like, hey, here's a little extra off. If you have any questions about the product, feel free to reach out. I ship Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, thank you, or something. It says something like that. You think I would know what it says? I'm so used to sending it. But now with Auto Posher, you can include the message, so I don't have to send that. Now I can't remember what it says. Oh my goodness, Auto Posher, you're making me lazy. You're making me lazy, Auto Posher. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get this shipped out. So this person, like I said, did wind up buying this. They just did it separate. So I got that North Face jacket. I picked it up at a garage sale for like $1 or $2, and it sold for $23 over on Poshmark. So we're gonna get that printed out, and then we will get her shoes sent as well. Thank you so much. I will try to figure it out. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to show you because because on my eBay, my auto posher automatically sends stuff out. But you know how you got a thing that's like an offer or something down there? If you click on that and then you, when you go to send an offer, it'll say add message. And you should be able to add message from there as well. Okay, we're going to download this label here and get this printed out and sent to our friend Brian in Pennsylvania. This is like the weirdest thing. I send so many packages to Pennsylvania. I don't understand what it is about Pennsylvania, but thanks for joining the team. Welcome in. Oh, it's Groovy. Well, hello to you. With Auto Posher, they can't counter offer. Yes, that is correct, moms. Unfortunately, they cannot. Here's my take on that. My offers that I send out personally are just about as low as I'll go. So right now I have mine. Are you guys interested in knowing what percentages I send out for offers? Is anyone interested in that? Happy Friday, lovely. So let me get to my handy dandy notebook here. And let me take a look at what I've got. So I have all of my, I don't know if anyone's interested, but you guys are welcome to screenshot that. I'm going to leave that up for just a minute. If you guys want to screenshot that, this is what I do for my offers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So on my platforms, anything that's $0 to $100, I send, not on most of my platforms. Depop's different because I run a constant 10% off sale over there. But eBay, for most of my items, let's say it's between $0 and $100, which is the majority of my closet, I would say, I already do a 20% off offer. So, and I kind of budget that in when I put up my price, and I always, you guys know I make a little money on my shipping every time. So I've already taken that into consideration. Plus, also, guys, remember my cost of goods is wicked low because I am generally a garage sale girl. 99.9% of the time, I am getting stuff from garage sales. So I'm getting it for $1 or $2. So my profit margin is so large that I can offer that 20%. If that's not you, if you're doing like retail arbitrage or you're spending, you're spending a lot like at garage sales, or you're spending a good amount on, WN or something like that, take that into consideration. I'm not saying to do 20% if, you got to look at your profit margins, and that's something you have to figure out, right? But for me, I can offer 20% and I'm comfortable. Now, I'm not going to go much more than that. If someone, let's say it's an $80 item, that I'm giving them a $16 off opportunity. That's a lot of money. That brings that down to $64. Now, if they counter me with 60, I may go to 62, maybe, but I'm not really going much lower than that. So I'm okay with the counter offer off. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk here. As a newer seller, I was willing to go pretty much down, because I was trying to get reviews. And I was trying to get follows. I was trying to get sales. I was trying to get clout. I was trying to look like a person on the app, especially like Depop, where people don't buy from you until you have reviews and you have, you've sold a certain amount of stuff. People are weird about that over there. So, if you're newer, maybe you need those counter offers. And maybe you look at using a different, you do it a different way, either you do it manually. I mean, I set my own offers out for the first, year. It wasn't like I was using, AP all the time. So I would suggest, not doing a cross list, or not doing an offer, especially like AP, like Autoposher. I wouldn't say don't do it. Just because if your only reasoning is you don't want to do it because you can't send counter offers, I personally don't know that that's a good reason. So, but that's just me. So these shoes are going Poshmark, so we're going to put them in a box. I normally don't put my shoes in boxes. I think I'm one of the only resellers out there that's like that. Every single shipping video I watch, people box their shoes up, and I just don't. So, if you spend over $100 with me, I may box them, but I might not. So, yeah, I definitely would not be boxing these because the box is extra weight. Now, if you do calculated shipping and you've already budgeted that in, I guess that doesn't really matter. But if you're not doing calculated shipping and you're doing flat rate shipping, and you're trying to make a little bit of money off shipping, if I were you, and I'm not you, but if I were you, I would not be putting those suckers in a box because it just costs you extra money. I mean, heck, I don't even ship cowboy boots in a box. Like, everything goes in foam, it goes saran wrap, and it goes poly bag. And I have had zero issues. I have shipped out, realistically, probably 300 pairs of shoes at this point, and I have never, ever, 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 ever had a shoe issue. I had a pair get lost once, but that's not because of the shipping. So this person's going to get a little Jeep and a thank you card, and it's going in a box. How do you make money on shipping? So that's actually a really good question, Rachel. So I do something called flat rate shipping, which means that I pick the price that I want to have it shipped to. I put in the specs, and then I make up a price. My shipping on eBay is anywhere between $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, $8.99, $10.99, $12.99, $15.99, and $23.99. Those are all my shipping policies I have now. So I just choose one of those based on me knowing how much it's going to weigh, right? And I sell a lot of clothing stuff, so I kind of know how much stuff is. If I'm not sure, I pop it over here on my Rolo scale. And based on the size, I kind of know how much it's going to cost me to ship places. And I know that because a pirate ship. So on pirate ship, you can go in, you can see how much it would cost you to ship something to, the furthest place away from you. And I usually use that as my flat rate. So let's say I'm shipping a pair of shoes out, and I know the shoes probably are going to cost me about $8.47 to ship. I may choose the $10.99 feature or $9.99 feature or whatever my shipping feature is, because I get that money. So when I go to buy a label in Pirate Ship, I'm able to keep that extra money. So if they've paid $11 in shipping and I'm only paying $8.60, then I am making, $2.23 on that shipping, which for me, because I do garage sales, usually covers the cost of that original investment. So that's how I get that kickback for that. Now, there's 2 caveat rules to that. Poshmark, I can't make any extra on. So I charge a little bit more on Poshmark. Generally for my items, my lower priced items, I'll add $1 or $2 on. Let's say it's I would sell a shirt for $18 on eBay. I'm probably going to put it up to $20 on Poshmark. I actually don't sell anything under $20 on Poshmark because of the fees and setting offers. Once you get below that $15 mark, the fee is like $3, so I don't want to mess with that. So I don't sell anything under $20 on Poshmark. But Poshmark I don't make any money on, and Mercari I don't make any money on. But on Depop I make extra income, and on eBay I make extra income with the shipping. So I hope that answers. I've had 0 sales on Depop. Jen, did you watch my video that's pinned here on the TT talking about Depop? I'm telling you guys right now, the only way to fix this on Depop for you to get sales is you have to be willing. First of all, you need to have about 50 listings up. Number 1. Number 2, you have to be willing to let some items go for an inexpensive price. Let's say I got this tape measure for $1 at a garage sale, let's say the comps are $10 on this. I may be willing to sell it for $5 or $4 on Depop for like 10 sales, 15 sales, just so I can get some reviews and so that I can get some sales under my belt. Because there are so many scam bam thank you ma'ams out there selling stuff that isn't really good quality stuff. I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And so people are just leery, especially the age group that shops on Depop. So Depop is generally between the ages of like 18 to 35 maximum is kind of your demographic age. And that age group of people have grown up in the era of mistrust because they've grown up on the internet. And so because of that, they need to see that you have reviews. They need to see that you have sales. They need to see that you're an actual person. How do you get sales? How do you get reviews? Well, number 1, you got to be willing to let go of some stuff for an inexpensive price. Now, I'm not saying your whole closet. I'm just saying put like 10 or 15 items up there that you're okay with making a little less on, because once that person purchases that, then you can message them and say, hey, thanks so much for your order. I really appreciate you. If you have any issues, get back to me. Maybe you throw a Post-it note in if you don't have like little thank you cards asking to rate you or anything. Maybe you throw a little Post-it note in that says, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time to place this order. I'm new to Depop. I'm trying to build up my reviews. I would really appreciate it if you were willing to shoot me a review, and I'll review you in return. Thanks so much. Once they get the item, hey, I just wanted to check to see if you got the item. How's everything working out? You create that relationship, because Depop is a social media platform that just happens to sell stuff. The Depop algorithm relies on you being in the app and being in conversations with people. The more conversations you have, the more you sell over there. And so being willing to let go of stuff, being in crazy communication. When you send offers out over on Depop, you don't just send the offer. You send an offer that says like, hey, Crazy Charisma 14, I just sent you an offer over for this. This is an absolute banger t-shirt. I'm really excited. I hope you love it as much as I do. I wanted to let you know I do ship out immediately. I sent you over a little discount. It's there for you if you'd like to purchase. Have a great day. You're sending out that. I think out of all of the apps that are out there, Depop is the one where you really have to have kind of an actual human conversation with them. It can't just sound super copy pasted over there. Once you get a ton of reviews and you've sold a ton of stuff, like I've got tons of reviews and stuff, I don't need that anymore. Now they're getting a copy paste message and I'm moving right along with my life. But if you want to get Depop sales, it really, 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 you got to take all that in consideration. Depop is so slow with sales, must be my stuff. I have 386 listings, is not as good as eBay. And Depop's never probably going to be as good for you as it is eBay. It's just not. It's an additional bit of income, right? I sold 16 listings since early November, but I usually get more on other platforms. I feel like Posh. Yeah. Picked up faster. Might be my stuff. Yeah, it's either what you're listing, Jewel, or you've sold enough stuff now that people are willing to take a look at you. Aaron's here. So anyway, a little Depop lesson for y'all. Because I do sell quite a bit on Depop. Depop's funny though. Depop, I'll have months where Depop almost beats eBay. And then I'll have months where I can't, like, I sell 10 things on Depop or something. Like, it makes no sense. I generally sell the same amount of stuff, so I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why some months or weeks are great and others aren't. I do know that Depop is very dependent on the on payday. So a great tip, and I know Jewel does this too, is to run like a Depop sale. So I usually run a 10% off sale all the time on Depop. I start like a 15% off sale on Fridays, and I end it Sunday nights. And then I also run that sale, if it doesn't coincide with a Friday, I also run it, well, I'll just tell you right now, guys, because I have it all in my handy dandy notebook. Let me take a look here. If you guys want to know this, I don't know if anyone's interested in any of these little tips or things I do. Either you're interested or you're not interested, but there's got to be someone out there. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, so I do a constant 10% off sale on Depop, and then I do either a 15 or a 20% off if I'm looking to clear my closet. Now, be aware, caveat aware, if your auto posher is sending out offers, it's gonna send an offer on that sale price. So if you got to set up like that, just know that that's the case, or you're gonna be selling things for super cheap. So, and then let me look here on my checklist. So yeah, I start my Depop sales on the 13th, and they run from the 13th to the 17th of every month. That way I hit that 15th payday. And then I also run a Depop sale between the 29th and the 3rd of the month to hit those people on the 1st. So Depop is going to be a lot of playing around. It's kind of a game over there. But it does bring in extra income for me. So I have the opposite problem, can sell decent amount on Depop, crickets on Posh. Alex, I was like that forever too. I don't know why. I didn't sell nothing on Posh. In fact, when I first started talking with you guys on lives here, I think I was selling like 0 on Posh. And then something changed, and now I'm selling a ton on Posh, and I'm not doing as much on Depop right now. But that could turn. Next week, I could be singing a different story. So it's interesting. How do you run a sale on Depop? Moms, that's a great question. So on Depop, if you go to your listings, so if you're on your page here, like that's my Depop, if you click on bulk actions, you'll see boost, you'll see discount. Now, I boost everything. I boost my Depop. I always boost my Depop. I'm never going to not boost my Depop. Take that in consideration when you're putting your prices up on Depop, but I boost everything. But if you go here to discount, there's a little slider scale. So like I'll click select all, right? If I click on discount, set new discount, and actually today's Friday, so I'll just show you guys. So see this right here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the sliding scale, and I'm going to slide it over to where it says 15% off. And then down here, there's a little button you can toggle that says set a 48-hour discount. You're going to toggle that on. That way you don't forget that sale's going on. And then you just hit confirm. Now, what's really cool about Depop is that whenever you change your discount, as like let's say I'm typically running it at 10%, and I change it to 15%, everyone that's liked that item will get a notification that it's on sale for 48 hours. So I usually sell a fairly good amount. Like if you guys notice on Mondays, I tend to, and this isn't every week, but most weeks, on Mondays, I will ship a way more Depop stuff than I do the rest of the week. It's because I've done those sales over the weekend. And then, of course, if it's around a payday, so if you're between like the 13th and the 17th, I'm going to run a sale, which we currently are. Or if it's between the, what do? I can't remember. I have all this on my checklist. This is why I live by a checklist. Or it's between the 29th and the 3rd. I run that sale. Now, you can also do that on eBay. So you can set up a sale to run over on eBay on the weekends or on paydays as well. So same idea. You're trying to hit those people when payday is happening. You're welcome. I hope that that's some good information for you guys. Man, this is taking me forever to ship today, you guys. I apologize for my lack of shipping quickly today. I can tell I'm still getting back into the swing of things, for sure. So like I said, these are going to Brian in Pennsylvania. Same guy as the last item. So with these, I paid $5 at a sale. So I get to a garage sale and there's this woman looking at them. And she says to her son, who's standing right there, "Hey, are you interested in these?" And he's like, "No, I don't like how thick it is down there." So she put him down and she walks away. Now, what was really cool is the guy was standing there and heard that when she said that. So I was like, "Hey, how much are you asking for those shoes?" And he's like, "Well, I was going to ask 10 for them, but apparently nobody likes how high they are. So how about $5? And I was like, I would have paid 10. But I was like, absolutely, sounds great. So I got them for $5 and they sold for, I don't even remember. We didn't even look. See, this is how behind I am today. I'm not even looking at things. They sold for $41 over on Poshy. So we made, after the Poshy fees and everything, we made about $25 in profit over there. What percentage do you promote on eBay? Alex, that's a great question. So I am experimenting with something. I actually, I did not realize my eBay was set up like this, but I have been promoting on the dynamic range the whole time. I didn't even know there was a fixed rate option. I had never seen that, or I kind of remember watching a video of like a top seller when I first started, and there's no way I would remember who this was, but they were showing that they used a dynamic at the time, and I set it up to that. My dynamic was between 2 and 8%. And I've been rocking that out for a long time. And then I was talking to K-Way and Surf, and when I was talking with them, they both do fixed rate. They're like, "What do you mean you're doing dynamic?" They're like, "What is that?" Because I took a picture and sent it to them so they could see my settings, and both of them were like, "I don't know, I'm not sure what that is." So I realized through my own research of watching videos that it was that I had that dynamic rate toggled on, which I didn't realize. So I switched it over to fixed rate. I know Surf's been killing it doing the 9%. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying the 9%. I'm not changing too much else in the business right now because I like to, I'm an efficiency girl. I like things that are efficient. And I also like taking and compiling data together and then breaking it down and figuring out percentage stuff. It's a spicy brain nerdy thing in me. And I absolutely love it. Like, I live for it. It's probably why I liked doing marketing, because I loved running those weird numbers and stuff. So anyways, side note, so I don't want to change too many other things. So I just changed that, and I actually just changed that. What is today? Friday. I think I changed that on Tuesday. So it's only been a couple days, and I couldn't even tell you if it's working yet because I normally list 20 items a day, and I haven't been able to do that while I was sick. I was lucky to be up for 20 minutes at a time. So most of y'all, by the way, thank you to everyone for doing all the lives you guys have been doing, because I've literally been laying in bed under the weather, living on TT lives and watching y'all. So thank you for occupying me, all the places you've been live. So yeah, so once I am able to be consistent again for 2 to 4 weeks, and I'm running this 9%, I'll be able to give you guys kind of an honest review of what I'm seeing. I'm hoping to get the same results that Surf's been getting. Surf and I sell a lot of the same items. I do a little bit more vintage Y2K, and he does a little bit more like suits, Ralph Lauren, but we kind of meet in the middle as far as like what we sell, and our pricing is fairly similar. How we do our pictures is fairly similar. So it'll be an interesting experiment, if you will. It's like the nerdy part of me. It'll be an experiment, if you will, to see if I'm getting those same results that he's getting. So we'll see what happens. Right after you did 15% sale, I got an offer. It was a low ball though. Hey, Jewel, a low ball offer is what I call a conversation opener. So I always say, hey, yo, hope you're having a great Friday. I can't do $15 off. That's a little bit too much. I can offer you this, amount. I sent you an offer over. I hope it works out for you. The reason I state it like that too on Depop is you can't see the dollar amount for the last offer you sent over a lot of times. It'll just say offer sent. So I put in the thing how much, like, let's say I wanted to sell something for $60 and they send me an offer for $30 or something. I'll go over and I'll just type in, hey, I can't do $30 off. That tells me how much they sent that offer for. But I can do, and then insert dollar amount here. I'm sending that offer over. I hope that works out for you. And once payment is applied, I ship quick. And so I always put that in my Depop. That's a conversation starter, baby, right there. I love those lowball ones. I love them on pretty much. The only one place I wish that you didn't have to go through this is on Poshy. So on Poshy, you have to go over to the item, go into the comments, at the person, hey, I saw your offer. I can't go quite that low. I sent another offer over. If you want to go through all that, I don't even do that. That's too much work for me. But you're welcome to do that if you want. So, all right. I think that is that the only other things we have over on Poshy? This is the longest shipping video ever, but hopefully you guys are getting some good information today. I don't know, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. And if you guys are over on IG or YT or FB Hello, also, if you guys are here right now and you haven't followed me or liked me or subscribed to me or friended me or whatever on any of the social platforms, I would suggest doing that because we don't know what's about to happen. So as of what I saw earlier today, it ain't looking real good. I have no opinions of whether or not it'll stay because I am not in the know about that kind of stuff. But I hope it does. I hope we all get to still be together here. If not, I'll be on the other platforms for sure. Needed this long video after the sickness. Alex, dude, me too. I needed this too. I have missed you guys like crazy. I've missed just getting on here and giving tips and talk. One of my, I don't know if you guys have ever read that book. It's one of my favorite books. It's The 5 Love Languages. And one of my love languages is giving value to others. So I get back just as much as I'm able to give when I'm able to help other people. Because I really want everyone to succeed. And I really do believe every single person has that ability to succeed at whatever it is they're doing. And I know that sounds cheesy, and a lot of people probably say that. I really do, in my core values, actually believe that. So I believe everyone has the ability. So for me, being able to be on here and share with you guys and hope in the hopes for your business to increase is important to me. Okay, next thing we've got. This is interesting. I thought for sure this was going to be something that sold over on Depop. This was a 100%. You couldn't tell me that this was going to sell. I guess Mercari would have been my second guess, but this is an absolutely insanely awesome shirt. So it is a Popeye large baggy graphic tee. This thing is insane. If this wasn't too big, I would have kept this. Like, unfortunately, you can see it would be way huge on me. But it's so crazy. It's got, like, comic strips on it and everything. I picked this up for, I think, 50 cents at a garage sale. And I've been really surprised that it did not sell over on Depop. I don't know if maybe I just didn't have the right keywords in, or what was up, but that's okay. It sold over on Mercari. That's all that matters. Potato Book says, followed you on your other platforms. Good. I will follow you back. Wherever I can follow you guys, I will follow you. You probably already said it, but you're on Facebook. Yeah, I am on Facebook. So if you just look up NiceComps, you'll find me. I'm over there. I'm on my business page. I hardly ever go on my personal page. So you're just going to want to find me. You can find me either by my name, which is Charity Holden, or you can find me as NiceComps. So either way, I'm there. And look, there I am live right there. So yeah, so I'm on either, I will always stream to all the places. It seems like the stream is going well today. We're trying different things because I have had the worst issues trying to get my stream stuff to work. I have like killer, insanely good internet, but my bit rate's correct. Everything's been right. And Justin's like an internet person, so he understands all that kind of stuff really well. And even he has struggled to figure out what in the world's been going on. So, all right. So this is going to Carrie in New York. A couple of New Yorks today. We're going to confirm as sent. So I spent, I think, 50 cents on this. After the selling fee over on the old Mercaris, we are going to make $10.20 on this guy. So nothing too crazy, but hey, that's $10 to get some new items, right? All right, and then what do we got next here? We got two other things. Where is this? This must be over on the Depop. Okay, so let's confirm that as sent. Thanks for the likes, you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are at 10,800 hearts today. So y'all must have liked a little bit of the storytelling today, I would guess. I can't imagine I got 10,000 likes for a Popeye shirt. So, I mean, it is a pretty cool shirt. Let's just be real about that. Okay, moving right along. So, Depop, talk about you, Pop. Honey, ship it up, Depop. Talk about you, Bop. Yeah. Right, honey? Yep. All right. Are you guys shipping today? Who else is shipping? Or did you already ship? I mean, dude, usually I get this done earlier in the day. But like I said, you know when you're like coming back from like being sick or whatever, and it takes you like 1,000 days to do anything? That's where I'm at today. It is taking me 1,000 days to do anything. Let's see. It logged me out. Hey, baby. Can you look on Auto Posher if you get a chance and see if Depop needs to get reconnected? Because, it's wanting to authenticate things and all sorts of stuff. So I'm guessing it probably did not delist stuff if it disconnected. I mean, Depop completely logged me out. So let's take a look here and see what happens. Let's see if we get a little thing here. Are we going to get it? I don't know. It says it's sent a link, but we'll see. Groovy says working 9 to 5 and listening. I love that. Groovy, what do you do? If you don't mind me asking, I'm very curious. Retired and reselling. Good to see ya. Alex says listing. Dude, Alex, I bet you're chomping at the bit as much as I've been chomping at the bit, right? So let's see if we got anything back here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Didn't get a link. Send me a link. What is happening? We're going to go back. We are going to go back here to continue with this. Let's try this. Yeah, Depop's being scritchly, honey. Well, I'm trying to log in because I gotta ship these items. It's just being, like, super fidgety. It's, like, not wanting to send the things here. Sunset View Denise is here. Brandy. Oh, here it is. Okay, we're just, here's your magic link. There we go. Let's see. Oh my goodness, what is going on? It's having me authenticate 478 things. I respect the hustle, but holy cow. I mean, seriously. Good gravy. Continue with, let's see. Let's try doing it this way. We're going to go to our emails from here. Man. Depop is making sure that nothing is going down today. They are in it to win it. Let's see. Log in. Supply chain for a large corporation for many years. Ooh. That's sounds very important. Holy cow. That sounds crazy important. Just a second. Tell me in just a second, I'm typing. Let's see. Yeah, it's weird. It's just being weird. Oh my gosh, it wants me to authenticate again. This is so crazy. Good night. There we go. Gosh, that was like a situation, huh? Hey, Danny, good to see you. Man. Hey, you know what, though? I know a lot of people that have had their depop situation, like, pyramidied. So I don't mind all the extra steps, for sure. Okay, we're in. So first thing we're going to ship is a pair of shoes. Now, this is something that I will say I think got sold because of Autoposher. I'm going to give Autoposher credit on this one. I have had these shoes listed for a very long time. This is something, I picked these up. This is like old school newbie reseller. I picked these up a long time ago. And they've been listed for a long time. They're a pair of Cabela's. They're hiking women's shoes. And for whatever reason, I mean, Cabela's never sell great for me. It's probably not a pickup anymore unless it's like $1 or $2, like maximum. And they're a women's 8. They're a good size. They're in good condition. They just didn't sell, and they haven't sold, and they haven't sold. I mean, I've had them listed forever. So with Autoposher, it delisted them on eBay or on Depop, and then gave it like a brand new listing. And they sold in like, well, a day, 2 days, because those would have relisted on Tuesday, so they would have sold yesterday. So that's pretty cool. Maybe not, maybe it wasn't Autoposher, but I feel like it's an interesting coincidence that they delisted and relisted and then they sold. So made it to work. I'll try to sneak back in here. Awesome. Coley, it was so good to see you. You know, I always look forward to seeing you. And guys, if you aren't following Coley, do before this whole thing ends. She does these lives and she's absolutely hilarious and quotes a lot of movie quotes. So make sure you follow her. She may actually be Coley, but for Colleen, however, I call her Coley. She'll always be Coley to me. So that's the way that works. So here's an example of how I do shoes and don't put them in a box. So for those of you that are new, I'm going to show you how to do this. And this is the benefit of watching these over on YouTube. If you're over on YouTube, I can change the look of let's see, what do you call it? The angle. Whoops. No, I don't want to do that. I may need husband to remind me. Hey, honey, remind me. Nope, never mind. Just kidding. Okay, yeah, so over on YouTube, if you guys have YouTube and you want to pop over to see how I do this, I'm on there right now. So this is how I ship shoes without putting them in a box. This is going to save you a ton of money. Now, if you're doing calculated shipping and you already have the box figured in, it doesn't matter because you're not going to make any extra. But if you do flat rate shipping like I do, it's going to save you a ton. So the first thing I do is I put the shoe down, I take a piece of foam, and you guys can get this foam. By the way, any industrial place in your area is going to sell this foam or give you this foam. So furniture stores, I got this stuff from a place that makes signs for the side of the road. Just go into your a local warehousing place or something and just say, hey, I'm a local business owner. I always take a scrap with me. This is my actual scrap I take. I'm a local business owner and I am looking for this kind of material. If you guys have foam or bubble wrap, anything like this, in the large rolls or however you have it, I'm looking to recycle this stuff. And like I said, I'm a small business owner. This stuff can be really pricey. Do you guys have any that I could take off of your hands? Don't snooze on, getting this stuff for free because it'll save you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. All right, so we're going to take our shoe here. We're going to wrap it over. Now, the key with this is you don't want the shoes to touch. one of the things that causes people to want to return is you ship the shoes and then they get beat up because they're like in the package together, and unfortunately they're beating each other up, right? And then you're going to get a return. So you want to take the shoe and then you're going to do it just like you would see it in a shoe box where you're doing like that opposite. I know if you're over on TT, it's going to be hard for you to see this, but like I said, hop over to YT and you'll see it. So I'm going to include a sticker here and a thank you card. We're just going to sneak those right in here. And then what I do is I take and I tape down this edge here. And you'll get really fast at this. I know this seems like it's going to take forever to do this, but I promise you'll get fast at this. Then what you're going to do is fold in these sides. You're going to bring this up and over and then tape it. Now, you don't need the tape to be crazy hardcore because you're going to put some saran wrap around this. Now, when you get here, the natural thing to do is to fold this over, right? Wrong. The reason you don't want to do it like this is now this side has double foam and that side doesn't, right? We've got double foam and single foam. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over, you're going to tuck in these sides and then just bring this up and over. Now you have a pair of shoes that's protected on each side. You can throw a little piece of tape here and there if you need to. Like I said, you don't need to get too crazy with it because we're about to use some saran wrap. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take saran, or I get this stuff off of the Amazon store. You can buy these handles separate. They're only like $5 or something. It's not expensive. Some of the packages come with these. And then this stuff here, if you can buy this in bulk on Amazon, it's going to save you an insane amount of money. So I bought the bulk set of like 5 rolls, I think. I still have 2 left, and I bought these over a year and a half ago. So, long time. So then what you're going to do, now the reason I'm using saran wrap is because you don't want this stuff to come loose, right? And you don't want these to shift around in the bag. Like I said, shoes beat each other up. So then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap over. We're going to go once down, and I don't even really use the handles unless I'm wrapping something really big, but once down, and then you're going to twist it. So you'll see, rather than just wrapping it again this way, I'm going to actually twist this and then bring this up and then bring it down. And that is going to create this tension inside of the shoes that's going to make it literally impossible for them to come apart. Then I just slap a couple pieces of tape wherever I feel like, there's an opening or things could shift around. And that's literally it. What's great about doing it this way, too, is you can just toss them in a bag. And the bags that I generally use for this are the 12 by 15s. So 9 by 12s is what I use for t-shirts. 12 by 15s is what I use for small women's shoes and like jeans, small sweaters. And then the next is 14.5 by 19, and then 24 by 44. If you guys want, this is my little... I'm going to hold this up for a screenshot if you're interested. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Screenshot for everyone over there on YT. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can find the brand that I like. If you go to the old link Dinketer on my BioYoE and go over to reseller supplies to get you started, the actual bags I use, I have tested them all. These are my favorites. Are over there. They're inexpensive yet sturdy. And so then what you do is just open up your bag here, and then you're just going to slide the shoes in. And the reason we're going to do this is because I'm telling you right now, the amount that you're going to pay for shipping these shoes is so much lower. Take a look at that. Shoes, right? It's so much lower than if you were to add a box. And we're going to experiment with that by adding a box. So, now, this is not taking packing materials into consideration if you had to put paper and all that kind of stuff on. So, if I add a box, so these shoes are a total weight of 1 pound, 10 ounces. If I add a box, which I don't even know if this box would fit, you probably would have to use a bigger box. We are now over 2 pounds. The price difference between 2 pounds and 1 pound 10 ounces is insanely different. Like, we're talking like $10.99 and like $7 or $8. So it can cost you money. Now, let's say you're like, yeah, but it's okay because I charge my customers $10.99 for shipping. Well, I understand that, but if I have the same shoes and I'm next to your listing and my shipping is cheaper or my price is cheaper, because normally I may put $10.99 for my shipping, but my price might be $5 cheaper or $4 cheaper because I know I'm making money on the shipping. So somewhere someone's price is lower than you, and when you meet them, they will win. That's the way that works. So I would suggest considering putting shoes in here. That's on sale right now too. What is, Mom? The saran wrap, or what are you talking about? Oh, Vera Designs is here. Good to see you. I'm happy to see you. Coffee Lady 45's in the house. Yeah, so let's take a look at what we're going to pay for shipping over here on Depop. Now, you may be saying to yourself, yes, but I don't, I use Depop shipping. Well, okay, fair. You use Depop shipping, so you don't make any money on shipping, because I don't use Depop shipping. I choose to ship on my own. Let's look at this, though. If your listing is got a shipping weight of 2 pounds, and it's considered like a, medium or large item, and the person next to you's shipping is considered a small or medium because they're shipping it in a bag, that Depop buyer is going to 100%, I am talking unequivocally 100%, going to buy the shoes with the cheaper shipping. That age group between 18 and 35 is all about the cheap shipping because they grew up with Smile-A-Zon. We didn't all grow up with that, right? Oh my goodness, I can't imagine how amazing that would be. We didn't all grow up with that, but that age group did. I am over 35 years old, so I remember a time before like Smile-A-Zon and all that. So for me, I'm gonna always opt to have my shipping look lower or my price lower. I'm gonna do it some way because I know I'll win. The wrap is, ooh, good. Mom says it's on sale right now. So I know I wish I didn't have 2 more. Well, I'm glad I have 2 more rolls, but I wish I didn't because I love this. I love getting stuff when it's on sale. Thank you for that tip, moms. I appreciate it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, I do my shipping for Depop outside of Depop. I know not everybody has the way of doing that. So this person paid $10.42 for shipping, which is about standard of what most people will charge over on Depop. And I guarantee you it's not going to be that price here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the address in. So these are going to Madison in Idaho. And we are going to put these down as our length is probably 12. Yeah, actually it's like 11. So we're going to do 11 by probably 8 on that one. And we'll just call it 9. So 11 by 9, and then our weight was, what was it again? 110, I think. 110. So let's take a look at the shipping. So here's the lesson to learn. This is why I think I can't believe I don't see more resellers shipping shoes in poly bags like this. Now, you're putting shoes in there and they're flopping around. No, not good. I'm talking a little bit of foam or a little paper and then some saran wrap, something to give them a little cushion. All right, so check this out. Most people on Depop that are selling these shoes have their shipping set to the parcel size that charges like $11.99. Mine was set to 10. What was mine set to? 10. What did we say? 10. Mine was set to $10.42, which is already cheaper than what everybody else would have. But since I am not shipping it in a box, I'm able to make over $2 on the shipping by using outside Depop. But I can't use outside Depop, Charity. Okay, you could put these shoes as shipping the parcel size that costs you like $8.40 or whatever, because you're not using a box. So these are going to be able to ship to your customer for so much less. So your shipping is going to look lower. And I'm telling you right now, if there was ever a platform where the people are scritchly about the shipping price, it is Depop. How many of y'all that sell on Depop have gotten the, hey, can you discount this because shipping is so high? And that's why, is because Depop's shipping categories are janky and insane, and they're too much for what your item is. And they can be too much, especially if you're putting things in boxes that don't need to be. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're going to buy this label. Jennifer, good to see you. I hope that helps you guys. All right, print and label out. And I'm not coming down on anybody. I'm saying all of this with love. I'm sure that you know. Just to give you guys tips to help your stuff sell a little bit better. All right, and this is going UPS and going over here. We're going to go back over to Depop. We're going to pop this in. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. I am excited because I'm able to eat a little bit of regular foods again, and I'm not just living just on soup. I've had enough pho to, like, float a house at this point. Okay, mark item as shipped. And my pho that I really like, I usually put, like, spicy, yummy stuff in it, and I haven't been able to because of my throat, so it's like, I basically have been eating, like, chicken noodle soup for, like, a week. So over it. Okay, moving right along. All right, next thing we've got is something you guys know I sell a ton of. This is a Y2K Polo Ralph Lauren white striped shirt. Picked it up for $1 at a garage sale. Sold for $13.50 over on the old Depop. We're going to include a thank you card and a sticker. I get asked this question a lot. Why don't you just put your cards and stickers in your bag? Because if this person doesn't open this right away and this gets sweaty inside and that sticker gets loose or that card gets loose, it could damage the item. Now, if you're not sending cards or stickers or whatever, obviously this is not pertinent to you. But I have always included a thank you card and a sticker. I think it's why I have so many reviews. So if you go over to Depop, I have 77 reviews over there, which is a lot. Like, Depop people are not very good about doing reviews. And then on eBay, I've got, let's take a look at what we got for reviews now. 373 in the last 12 months. So that's a lot of reviews. And I really do think it's because I send that message out that says, you know, thank you so much for your order. I'll get this shipped out ASAP. If you run into any issues with the delivery, the item, or anything else, please feel free to reach out. Take care and have a great day. NiceComps. And then, of course, I send the card out that says, enjoy this. Thanks for being an awesome customer. Please, you know, rate and review as well. And yes, they all say Justin because that's what we originally had made them. And then I bought them again and didn't think about it. And now I have 1,000 of them. So I'm Justin. Nice to meet you. That's my husband, but that's okay. We're basically the same person these days, huh? Honey, we're basically the same person these days.
Oh, are we?
Yep. We've turned into the same human. We have become one. We have merged. We have assimilated each other's lives. You complete me. All right. So this is going to Colin in New York. We'll double checking to make sure. Oh, yep. See there you go. Got to make sure the city goes in there. Because it loves to not put people's addresses from New York in there for some reason. Pirate Ship is like, you're from New York, I'm not putting your city in. I'm not putting your city in. All right, so let's get this all weighed up and measured here. So this is another item where, you know, if this, let's say that this was a hard good item, and not something breakable. I'm not telling you to put a teacup in a poly bag. But I want you to ask yourself the question of, like, if I were to wrap this pretty well, what percentage do I think it would make it there safe? So, like, I also see people putting, like, a $20 purse in a bag. I'm like, what are you doing, boo? Like, your shipping had to be so crazy for that $20 purse. Now, you buy a Dooney from me or something, that's going to go in a box, right? But you're buying a $20, you know, Juicy Couture Y2K bag. I ain't putting it in a box for you. It's going to save you money doing it in poly bags. So, at what point in your journey did you get Auto Posher? That is a double-sided question. I got Auto Posher in order to send offers out probably 3 months ago. because I was hoping that Vendu's sending offers was going to work. So I was kind of holding out for that. And then it is absolutely janky. I'm going to be honest with you. So I will always tell you guys like the actual truth. It's janky. So it's just not working well. Maybe it will work better in the future, and I hope it does. But right now, it's just having issues. Now, so I had signed up for Autoposher just to send offers out. And then I was using, oh my gosh, who is it? Oh my goodness. Someone had to say hi, you guys. Somebody had to say hello. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. Y'all know Jack has to come in and say hello to everybody. Oh, what a good boy. Okay, go find Daddy. Okay, let's get those hairs off. So I stuck with Vendu for a very, very, very long time because I still believe to this day, in this moment, that Vendu's platform setup is better. I prefer the look of it. I prefer the app-like qualities of it. So I prefer Vendu's aesthetic. But the sending offers thing was janky. We tried to fix it a million times. I went back and forth with them, and they literally just kind of eventually blew me off. Number 2, it was not delisting things off of my Poshmark. It was doing it 50% of the time. Number 3, it keeps disconnecting from Mercari like every 2 days. So my Mercari sales, I was double selling things on Mercari and Poshmark all the time. And their customer service just unfortunately is not kind of what it was in the beginning. So I just made the switch over to using Autoposher full time, like as in Tuesday. For the last week, I've been working on my inventory, importing stuff into Autoposher. I had all the settings turned off though. Thank you, by the way, Jaylicious, K-Way, and Surf for all being nice enough to kind of help me through getting Autoposher set up. So I'm not someone to ask what my opinion is yet on it, because I just started using it. However, I think, here's what I think. Here's the honest truth. I think the features are going to work better on Autoposher. I think Vendu's platform setup is better looking and aesthetically easier to use. But I will take funds, meaning I sell more things, over features any day. Ooh, honey, I will take funds and selling things over features any day. Oh yeah, I like that. So that is where I'm at. So I just got, and I have like the super big mega Autoposher package. I think it's like $90 a month or something like that. I don't think that if you're a brand new reseller, you need to have that package. I just list a lot of stuff. So I'm listing, usually when I'm not feeling sick, I'm usually listing 20 items a day. So for me, I need the big jumbo monster guy. But if you're newer, I would say, maybe start small. Because the thing with packages and with all that stuff is you guys, you can upgrade it anytime, right? Like you can, try it for a month with one fee. And then maybe the next month you try the bigger package if you need it. Or, that's what I did with Vendu too. I started out with like the bottom biscuit basic stuff. Just grew from there until I needed the bigger packages. So let's take a look and see what that is. So I know that's a long answer, but because I'm so new to it, I'm still kind of figuring out. Hustle's here. Woo, woo, woo. I'm iffy on the price at this point, still building our business. Yeah, Alex, I get that. And I think, for me, this is like full time. And my goal this next year is to do 6 figures in reselling. Between the platforms and, WN and stuff. And so for me, I'm shooting for the moon. But I already have built my business up to the point where, that cost makes sense. I think that we're only paying $5.39 to ship this. I think that if you people can have a tendency to like, oh, I need this and I need that and I need this and I need that and I gotta pay for this and I gotta pay for that. And the problem with doing that is then you're spending more than you're making. And yeah, it's okay to take a little bit of a loss in business. I definitely have taken losses. I mean, I spent the first summer I ever spent garage sailing, I created that hoard, which a lot of it is still in the garage, and spent, I mean, I probably spent $5,000 that summer on garage sailing. But I did it because I knew where I was going and I was okay investing that money because I knew that the timing was right for me, if that makes any sense. So
you didn't see that much, correct?
No, I did not. I think that's why he came in to tell me. Yeah, I got sweet boy kisses because he was hungry. I paid for the year on Vendu. They just continue to improve. Yeah, and so that was another thing, Thrifty, that I had a little bit of a scritchly because I did not pay for the year. I'm a commitment phobe with fees and stuff, so I pay monthly. But I had gotten an email saying that the send offers feature was only going to be available for people that bought the yearly. And I was like, okay, so wait a second. I've been with you guys for a year and a half. I was one of the firsties that was using Vendu. And they were great about communicating with me. I felt really taken care of and stuff in the beginning. But then to see stuff like that, I don't know that feels fair. Like, what if people can't afford to do the whole year? You're telling me that if people can't afford to do the whole year, that they can't send offers out to people on your platform? So I was paying for Vendu and Autoposher. So it was costing me like, $110 or something a month. So switching over to Autoposher now, it's all just, the one price. So one other thing I would suggest before I let you guys go today is writing down your expenses. So like I have in my notebook here, I've got a section in my back that's called supplies and money. So here's like all the supplies I check once a month to make sure I have, right? Like, what do I need to buy? And then I also have like a current expenses stuff. So like this is my current expenses that I have for my monthly stuff. And so, that make sure you're keeping track of that stuff because it can get, you can spend a lot more than you think you're spending, and you can like sign up for apps or do like free trial stuff and then like forget about it. Like how many of us have ever done that? I know I have. I mean, my gosh, I go through, I just went into my Apple subscriptions recently and I was like, oh my gosh, I had a subscription to like this calorie counter thing. Which I do use, and I use it all the time. I just don't need the pro feature anymore because I didn't probably ever need it, but I had bought it for the year. And so it almost renewed. And it's like, that's why I hate those year things, is I hate getting in on those. And like, so anyways, that rubs me the wrong way, Thrifty. I know, and it's like, man, I hope you guys understand like how weird I feel talking about the Vendu situation because I really, really liked them and I love the way that it looks. I wish, here's my dream world. I'm putting my wish out there, universe. I wish that if you combined Vendu's look, the aesthetic, the ease of stuff, the being able to do default features thing, the skip to the next page with ease thing, the all the things. If you took the look of Vendu and the functionality of Autoposher, and they got together and had a little baby, would be like literally a dream come true. So I'm getting to know Autoposher. I'm getting to know it. I will say that I think Vendu is more Apple brained, and I think Autoposher is more Android brained. As weird as that sounds, my husband loves Autoposher. He is in it. He understands it. He's got it. I get in there and it's all so much and it's so confusing and so insane. So, I mean, that's, Joel says I love Flip. I tried Flip. I did try to give it an honest shake. I did 2 weeks. The having to go in and resend stuff every day thing was tough. And then also was failing on some of the features for me, Joel. It may not be for you, but for me, I was having a hard time with that one. But I think it could be potentially a great place for a new person to start because you can do it. I think it's no money. So, it could be an interesting place to start for people for sure. Spencer's in the house. What? All right, you guys, I think that's everything. Let me go over to Depop. So a couple little reminders before we go here. Let me get our thing put down here, and this was USPS. So, okay, so a couple things. I am gonna do a haul video today with what I got yesterday at that cool little thrift store. I got some really interesting stuff, hard goods and clothing. And so I'm going to do that later, so stay tuned for that. That'll be on, I know it'll be up on YouTube for sure, depending on the length of it. I probably won't put it on TT because it's probably going to be too long, but it will be over on YouTube today. So if you've got YouTube, hop over, follow NiceComps, and you should get, make sure you put the little bell on so you get a notification. So, because I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff over there, especially because the length of things is tough on TT. Even if it does stick around, it's kind of tough over there, or tough over here. So I'll be doing that a little bit later on today. So that's reminder number 1. Reminder number 2 is I have that WN show coming up on Tuesday. So if you click over to shows, and you'll see me there. So I've got a couple already planned. This one that I'm doing on Tuesday is like, I think it's the end of my music teas. And I have I probably have 15 bangers that are going in that show. It's probably the best one that I will have done as far as what I'm putting in this show. In fact, I have one. I'm going to put it in, but I'm insanely nervous it's going to sell for too low because it is fire. And if it fit me, there's no freaking way I would ever get rid of it. But it is too small for me. So I've got that going on Tuesday. And then the next one I'm going to do is going to be a video game one. So I've got tons and tons of video games, everything from Xbox One, PlayStation. I've got some vintage games. I have some mega bangers that I will probably put in the show, but I am not selling them for super cheap. We're talking in-box Nintendo games like Castlevania and things like that. So we're talking bangy bangers. So there'll be a good price in whatnot for sure, but I'm not going to sell them for just nothing, for obvious reasons. And then after that, I don't have them planned here, but make sure you bookmark all of them because I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything. I think I'm going to do a Western shirts one. I'm going to do a Gorpcore one. I've got a ton of hats I need to get through. I will probably do a shoes one. I have 120 pairs of shoes right now probably that need to get listed. That's never going to happen. So I think I'm going to do whatnot with them. I have tons of toys, mass amounts of toys that are going to go up. I've got a whole Fiesta Ware thing, or I've got Fiesta Ware and some other vintage dishes I might put in there on one of them. So I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of variety until I kind of figure out what I want to do over there and what I don't want to do over there, because I only know. I've only done one show there. And then I'll be doing a little Smile Amazon gift card giveaway in there too. So make sure you get in there. It'll be Tuesdays. I'm going to do them on Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday, I'm going to be doing them at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, so 5 Pacific, and then 8 o'clock Eastern. So I'll be doing those every Tuesday for now. I may end up doing more than one a week, but I don't want to put too much on my plate. So I'm going to just try the one a week and see how that works. And then number 3 is be kind to each other. So we might not be seeing each other here. On here. We don't know what's going to happen. And so, like I was saying at the beginning of this, I really insanely value having a community of people. I make $0 in financial gain being here. But I make everything in the wealth of mental health and being able to have people to talk to and just to talk things out. So I know it sounds one-sided, but it's not. You guys are here. Did you stop Jamble? So Thrifty, what I decided to do was do exactly the same amount on WN as I've done on Jamble to see which one I want to stick with more. If Jamble wasn't having the integration issues with Android, and if they weren't having the integration issues with iPads over there, I probably would have just continued over there and probably not done WN at all because I really liked it over there. However, 50% of people can't get on because they still haven't figured out the Android thing. And then the other issue is the people who were using iPads were not able to get their bids in. So the only people over there successfully able to get anything really on a consistent basis were just iPhone users over there. And that feels A, a little elitist to me, but B, it also just feels like it's on a fairsy squaresies, right? And I have like it's another neuro thing. Everything has to be fair. If things aren't fair, I have a hard time with it. So we're doing, I had done 3 over there on the Jambles, and then I've only done 1 on WN. So I'm just going to kind of see what I think. Blended is here. I think I follow you in just about everything. Oh, happy Golden. That makes me happy. Thank you. I will follow you back too if I haven't already. Yeah, I hope they get it figured out too, Thrifty. Like I said, I really liked it over there. People were really nice. The interface is less confusing than WN. But I will say the other feature that I really liked on the WNs was the tips thing. I mean, I was able to get tips from some of you guys that are in here, and then also people that I met over there. Like, even if it's $1, you know, that really helps, because what that helps to do is those tips help me to have, I put that aside, and that goes towards being able to go out and go sourcing more. So it's like, because I'm garage sailing. So if I, you know, am getting, if someone's tipping me $1, let's say they're buying a shirt for, you know, $5 or whatever, and they tip $1, I take that $1, because out of that $5, I got to pay government taxes, I got to pay WN, you know, there's not a lot of, like, left there, and that goes to bills, but those tip things, Justin and I talked about it, I'm going to use that for being able to go out and go sourcing again. That helps me to get more stuff to be able to put up for you guys, because I'm putting stuff up for everybody to wear, on their own, but I'm also putting stuff up if you, you know, some of y'all are getting it so you can resell it. I just have so much stuff that I would rather do quick shows and be able to source more than you know, than try to list more than 20 a day. I just can't seem to list more than 20 a day. So good to see you Southerns here. Mwah! All right, you guys, I'm out of here. So I will have that video up on YouTube later today if you are interested in seeing the haul we got from the thrift store. I don't go to thrift stores very often, so this is kind of like a rare one for me. So I'm going to be doing a haul of that stuff down there that I got yesterday at the little, like, old people thrift store that were so adorable. And then follow me, I follow you, right? Follow each other, hang out. All right, love you too, Erin. All right, you guys, have a great day. Thank you again for all the well wishes. I'm so happy to be back here. It feels so good. All right, you guys, peace. Oh, Carmen over on YouTube says, I love pho. Dude, I do too. I've just eaten so much of it over the last, like, couple weeks of being sick. I am, like, fed up. Although right now, Justin's in the room going, like, that's what we're having for dinner again, so I hope you're not too sick of it. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right. Okay, we're going to turn off this. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me. So if you haven't already subscribed and all the fancy bells things, consider doing so. If you like strange people that just talk about nothing and you get a little bit of work done. If you don't like strange people that talk about nothing, I'm not your girl. So
go to the Restream page where it says chat and click on channels. And then turn those off there.
Just this?
Yep.
All right, peace out.